Hello.
Hello.
Great.
Good evening.
Hello. Over.
Good evening.
Welcome to SEGAthon 4.
Hooray! Oh,
Hooray.
we're going now. 19 hours.
It's been going a while.
Can I say what a delight it is to be back on your show after an absence of 11 freaking years?
Has it been that long? It hasn't.
Yes.
Has it?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I do apologise. I didn't realise it was so long.
So you should.
Yeah.
So should all of you lot. You never invite me on any of your damn shows.
Well, in my defence, prior to about 12 hours ago, I didn't really have voice chats working properly. Did you not hear Urtheart this morning? He sounded like bloody C-3PO on after a night out.
Bloody asleep at that point, I'd imagine.
Oh, I don't know. At the moment, it might not be. I might not have been.
6 a.m. in the morning.
But anyway, greetings, all of you lot who are in the chat on the Radio Sega Discord. Any of you who are listening to this on Radio Sega or elsewhere. Perhaps you're listening to this at a later date for some crazed reason. But yes, hello.
If you are listening to this at a later date, donate to special effects anyway.
Yeah, well, no, absolutely. And what I was going to say is, if you are listening to this at a later date, can you send me a tweet or something to let me know if you've actually listened to any of the preceding 20 hours before you got to this point? Or
And if you are just coming
straight
to on this particular hour, just lie. Just tell Gavvie that you know what? I've been working all day. I've had this in the background for the entirety of that period. It doesn't need just lie. Just tell him it. Just make his day. Seriously, everybody, just make his day.
Make my day. That's it. Yes, I won't know. I'll be like, oh yeah, what was your favourite song out of like hour 18? And they'll be like, oh, hour 18, and they're like trying to work it out. How mad is Gavvie
hour
at this
18.
stage?
I liked that one Miku song.
Oh yes, and mention chicken nuggets and wine gums, and you'll be fine.
Chicken nuggets, wine gums. What else was going on? There was Russian roulette at one point.
Yeah,
that was discussed.
Swans.
Burger King had committed some kind of crime, according to Viper, and I can't remember. I didn't quite hear it, other than the fact that Burger King was spoken of in sort of really cursed terms. Like you could just tell, like somebody who's just shaking his fist, like.
Also,
Burger
I apologize,
King.
Jamie. I mean, no.
It's like, is it like Angry Man shouts at cloud?
Swear.
No, it's fine. I don't mind if you swear. You're like, I'll get you, Burger
great.
King. You know, shaking at the sky.
Damn you!
You're no.
Also, what's this about you having a? What's this about you not playing Sega music sometime later? I don't think you should get away with that. I don't know, but yeah, I don't feel.
He's already played some.
I mean, on Radio Sega, come on Radio Sega, not playing Sega music. You shouldn't get away with that. You really shouldn't.
Well, I mean, we're allowed to because we invade Radio Sega. We don't.
We just
live here.
They can't get rid of us at this point. I mean,
No.
we're basically living in the walls.
Yeah,
It's the best way of doing
scratching
it.
noise is.
Absolutely.
How the hell am I sailing my ship in the middle of the walls?
I don't know.
With great skill, my friend.
Great
Did
skill.
we even introduce ourselves?
It's a very narrow boat. Yeah, you probably should for people who don't know who you are. For the,
All right,
the two
hello.
people who probably won't at this point.
Okay, well, there's people. I'll tell you what. I am Kevin, formerly known as several names, but one of them was AUK, and I am the host of Radio Redux when it's on, an occasional contributor to LMC Cast, both of which are part of the LMC block, which you can listen to on Radio Sega every 7 p.m. on a Sunday.
Apart from this week.
So every Sunday at 7 p.m. then.
Well, no, you can listen to it every 7 p.m., but you're only allowed to do it on a Sunday.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the government. I'm sorry, it's the way things are. It's broadcasting laws. It's not my fault.
So the fact that I've been sharing LMC at work for people to listen to while they're working.
Oh, you've been. Oh, well. Thank goodness. The Rebellion people will definitely enjoy at some point in time when we get to have our lovely story about your boss and what happened to his horse. which
Yeah,
which that'll come up on another show somewhere down the line.
We're gonna have to fill.
We'll fill Gavvie in on what happened on last Sunday, specifically last Sunday with Urtheart. This is Urtheart, by the way.
Yeah, hello, I be Urtheart. I'm technically the host of LMC Cast.
He is.
Yeah, well, most weeks. There's a couple of weeks I've not been there, and someone else has had a host. Usually feature, I think. But I don't do it alone. I have Shadowfox, who is a massive help. Nabal has been a great help, although he's not on as often these days. We also have the Random
He's also not part of LMC anymore.
Well, no, but I still think he deserves.
He's part of the family.
In the chat.
He's part of the family.
We also have Vija, who is now American.
Somehow. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't actually realise he'd moved to American. He moved to American. What? He'd moved to America. I just thought he'd gone there on holiday, and then all of a sudden, it's like people are saying he's moved.
He got married in a very small, very private ceremony. None of us went. He didn't invite any of us. So, no, it was like really small, very small. Got married. Yeah. Very little family as well.
Not true.
But yes, then he went off to America, and he's living in America. Yeah, he's living in America. Where is he living?
Texas.
Was it Houston or Dallas? I can't remember. Dallas, I think.
Dallas, I think. Yeah.
Dallas. Yes.
Is that better or worse than Derby?
We were greatly amused. It's he was Derby, and then he moved to just outside of somewhere between Birmingham and Derby, and then he it sort of happened. It happened very, very quickly.
Yes, we only got informed like a very short time before it happened, and I think you and me, other than probably his direct family, were the first to know.
It was we were very surprised, put it that way. And now he's living in America. Insert song here.
Do you know that you said that? It's the minute you said that I started singing it in my head. I was just sat there, just started zoning out.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, Vija still tries to join us when he can, and we also have the Random Genius. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but he does deserve mention because he's our other main co-host on the show.
Random Genius, aka TA Black, does a lot of excellent stuff behind the scenes.
But yeah, and me and Shadowfox semi-share editing duties. I tend to do the top lists, and he does the board game and review shows, I guess.
Again, but prior to that, it was Nabal doing the LMC cast stuff, which was very nice.
Yes, anyway, which is why we still hold them in high regard.
Indeed, LMC. Well, more than that, but more than just that. Yes. On the family tree, checks notes as Nabal something twice removed. Well, you removed yourself. It wasn't our choice. We're trying to get some tape or something and stick you back. You're not going anywhere. But LMC Cast, which hit 150 shows last week.
Woo! Well done. That's a
this technically show 500, which is both the number of hours and the number of.
Yeah. It's the number of hours I've been awake and the number of episodes I've done. Well, for Saturday Night Sega anyway, if you include glitching, it's a little bit more, but not by much. I think it goes to about 600, maybe 550, 600, somewhere around there. I think.
Something that's a lot. I mean, if you... Yeah. It's something close to 500, I think, if you add all... Oh, actually, no, because if you add all the Radio Reduxes together and all the LMC casts together, and then the guest controls, which are like separate from both but aren't somebody else's show, and then if you add Dragon's Den in as well, I think that's about 500.
It's a ridiculous number either way. There's plenty to listen to.
Well, it's 250 plus 150 just for Radio Redux and LMC cast alone. So
yeah.
But yeah, well done, my friend,
thank
reaching
you.
What is a fantastic marker, and once again doing great things for a great charity.
Yes, we are. It's been fun. I was saying to during the DJ set we just had on, I was just having a chat with Mina, and I'm like, I feel a lot better about this one than I did the last one, but that's probably because I'm not staring at a wall and just, going slowly mad, watching a beige wall start to, like, almost bubble. It's like, at least I can get up
we're all
and walk
mad
around.
here, but
Well, we are all mad, yes. Yeah, but, I can
You need to have a certain level of just absolute insanity to be a part of this community.
true.
And even when you leave it, you never do.
No, well, that's it. I just kind of skirt around it now. I'm just like, what's the Sonic discourse this week? I'll leave that alone.
God, I don't know. Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm not
not even paying attention to that.
I'm not going to touch it.
I'm more worried about random bits and pieces that nobody else is worried about, like the accuracy of merchandise and stuff. And people not checking things and not understanding the characters that they're doing them for. But never mind.
Yeah,
And I've got my own problems with other video games.
Yeah, as the Bell points out, yes, NMC's blocks 2 main shows, bring it to 400 on its own before anything else gets added in. So.
wow. I mean, that's still as a collective, that's still not a bad little number there.
Absolutely.
Over a
A
much
lot of the
longer
stuff we try
period
and
of time.
record now, we try to have fun with.
Yeah.
And
I think that's what you want,
it
isn't it? I mean,
will all change soon.
Yeah, I've abandoned any hope of this show being anything resembling coherent a long time ago. I just turn up and I'm just like, I might talk about Sega news. I might forget there even has been Sega news. Like, as we've mentioned more than once, the big talking point this week was going to be Sonic Symphony, and it took me about 6 hours to remember that I wanted to talk about it. So I was like, yeah, I don't think 2 a.m. is going to be the right time to talk about it, but we will.
Sonic Symphony, and I've been involved in several conversations about that and what's going on, because it's as I tweeted about it to I think boost what Nintendo's doing in terms of trying to get a bit of a campaign going and asking the people who are responsible for setting the dates, which by the way is not the Sega guys.
No.
To maybe consider other places.
Well, it's not just that. Yeah, I mean, as we were saying, it's not just that. It's as we were saying earlier in previous blocks of this. It's the fact they're doing it the same day as the Final Fantasy concert. Like,
are they?
Yeah, they are.
God!
It's the
really?
same day as it's the same day as the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth concert.
What?
And they didn't.
Hang on a minute. Sega not looking at release dates for things and putting stuff in.
Well,
that's not something that's happened before.
Yeah, they didn't even know there was an evening show.
Before.
Yeah, they didn't.
No,
they
turned around and they were like, "Well, it's okay. It's okay because people."
If that's accurate, that is just like, oh my god.
It is indeed accurate.
They probably didn't do it purposefully.
No,
they didn't do it purposely,
but they've just not checked.
It's such, and even though it's not Sega, it's such a Sega move.
Oh,
to just not be aware. Like I say, even though it's not them, it's not them, but it's the other guys. But but it was just weird because even like Sonic Vegemite came out of the woodwork and tweeted me about this, and I've not spoken to them in bloody ages.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about an actual product then, and I was just like, why are they doing Sonic branded Vegemite?
Do you remember Sonic Vegemite?
No.
Well, is it Matt from Sonic Vegemite? And because he's in Australia, and it's just like it would have been nice. And as I said to him, it's kind of got very World Series of Baseball vibes about it. This World Tour.
Yeah, and that's always going to be the problem with it, is they're going to focus where the money is. And obviously that's why there's so many American tour dates.
I mean, if they're focusing where the money is, why isn't there any like Saudi dates or Qatar or Dubai? There's loads of money there.
Oh, let's
because there isn't actually money there, because you wouldn't be selling the tickets for a high price to the general.
Well,
public.
I don't think the Ball of Saudi Arabia, whatever it was, there was Sega Empire or something.
Oh, there was like Sega City. That's in Dubai, isn't it? There's like it's like a really massive
Was it
arcade
Dubai,
in
was it?
Dubai. Yeah, I think it's still
Yeah,
there.
is that still there?
I think it is.
Is it still there?
Is it not? Is it not?
I
near
don't know,
the,
but anyway,
near the indoor Warner Brothers theme park, because they can't have a theme park
it's
outside.
not near us.
So
That's
hot.
all you need to know.
Well, no, it's not.
Not near us.
No.
But it's like I feel kind of sorry for Brazil.
Yeah.
Because Brazil, like every time there's anything in Brazil, everyone just sort of, I mean, you can't stop them coming to it. And it's like, so I kind of feel sorry that Brazil weren't on there. Because, I mean, obviously June and Johnny, who I know obviously are only sort of guests on occasions, but I mean, they know of how absolutely mad it is down there.
They did do one at the Brazilian game show. And I
Yes!
think John went to that one.
Yes!
But
And
the thing
I
is,
was under the impression that went spectacularly well. So why?
Yeah, but they counted that as a tour date, but it was also part of the convention. It was the way they tried to advertise that was really weird. It was like
it's probably because that's how it got funded.
Yeah, it was just strange. For me, and again, this is something I've said every time I've mentioned it over the past 24 hours or so. But for me, it's Germany. There is something going on there that is very, very, very awkward, because Germany was part of the original tour dates. It then got delayed,
and then they. Yes, it was happening, and then it got removed, and then they were going to bring it back, and they haven't brought it back.
Yeah, and they've put all the dates out to the end of the year, and they still haven't put it back. So that's been cancelled.
It's like,
as much as they say that it's still been delayed. Nah, it's been over 18 months by this point. That's been cancelled.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing on the demand point of view, because if you can't, because we know there's outside of the UK, the next one down in terms of interest, if you like, for Sega's is probably Germany.
Well, that's just video games in general. It generally goes the US. And then UK and Germany are about on the same level. So
if it's, I mean, UK, I mean, you'd be mad not to do UK after last time. It's all Ian Flynn's fault, says the chat. No, it's not. There are many things that are Ian Flynn's fault. None of them to do with the Sonic franchise. But if you can't make it work in Germany. All right, and you've got multiple really big cities with lots of great infrastructure and lots of fantastic, convention places and big things. You've got the biggest European gaming convention. If you can't get it to work there, then you've got no hope of getting it to work anywhere else in Europe. So what's happened there?
This is the thing. It's like, unfortunately, without the insider knowledge. And I don't have that. It's hard to just tell.
Unless it's just not selling the tickets, like what happened last year. Even though there was at the time, I know it's been delayed and it's now taking place in a couple of weeks. But the French date, there were still people from France who came over to England to watch in England, because they didn't want to wait. So whether there's an aspect of it in Germany that German people were just like, I don't want to watch it in Germany. I'm going to go somewhere else. And there just isn't the demand for like a home concert, so to speak.
I won 20 points out. It's MGP Live, who are the people you need to be commenting to about this. But I mean, there is that about what we know about the Central European Sega Sonic fans. We know this from SOS because we know that there's a lot of people that come over. But even if there was, a French date or a German date, you could guarantee that there'd be some of the UK lot who would go over for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not that far.
It's probably cheaper than trying to go to London.
Now that we have to take a passport with us.
Oh, I'll make sure that it's in. Make sure that it's in date. That was a weird thing the other day that was going around. Oh, so it turns out if your passport's out of date, they won't let you through. Whereas they previously let you if you was like
interestingly, I got told for an event that it didn't matter if my passport was out of date. If it was a brown passport, it would still be rejected. It's like, but it's still got another couple of years.
Now,
on it.
you see, you should have got the chase variant of the passport. This is the thing. You know, that I'm sorry, that brown one, it loses its value over time really quickly.
Well, you know when the last time I renewed it was the last time I went outside this country, which was just before we got locked indoors.
1996.
No, the time after that one.
Anyway. But yeah, I hope they sort it. I hope they sort it out relatively soon. This in terms of stuff. I'm actually kind of surprised that given the amount of American dates that can sustain that, if I'm honest. But
because I know a couple of people that have been to multiple ones of the American shows, and and to be fair, like most of the shows have one or two different things. Like I'm slightly sad that we didn't get Pumpkin Hill.
Did you not get Pumpkin Hill last time?
No, Pumpkin Hill was one show, and it was the show on Halloween.
Oh, okay. That's guys, SEGA guys, look, listen up. You don't have to lead into it so far. Just play the songs people want to freaking hear, all right? And Pumpkin Hill's going to be one of those, okay? Okay.
To be fair, like the one song that they did at other shows, I understand why we didn't get, because we didn't get Undefeatable. But then the first show they did
You didn't get Undefeated? Oh, that's... Ooh. Yeah.
No, we did
the
get,
first one they did Break Through It All.
But the first and only, I think maybe one of the only times they did Undefeatable was when they actually had, was it Kellen Quinn?
Yeah. That was in LA. He went to LA to do it. I think they do play it a bit more now, but the Break Through It All was the song that they played in London, and Undefeatable they did in LA.
Yeah.
And then was it Boston? Kellen Quinn came out with Johnny Gioeli and they duetted Live and Learn.
I don't remember.
No, I'll be able to tell you because I ripped it off of YouTube. Because of course I did.
Nabal, I would love This Machine. I enjoy that song immeasurably.
Oh no, that was Los
I'd
Angeles
also
as well.
quite like. Okay. What was the pirate themed level in Sonic and the Secret Rings?
Oh.
You know which one I mean.
Yes, I do. Hang on.
I would
quick
love
break
to have
just
that.
to say, I'll let you guys keep talking. I'm just going to take a quick break to say night to Alexis, and I'll be back. But yeah, I can't help you with the answer to this question. So
it's Pirate Storm.
Pirate Storm.
Redux. It's like Saturday Night Sega, except on a Sunday, and with precious little about Sega.
Wait, hang on. Are we now in control?
I mean, it's our hour anyway.
Now's the time. Now's the time.
Radio Redux.
Everybody, welcome to a new edition of Radio Redux here, as our entirety of SEGAthon for. We've been on the air for well over 18 hours now, right? The pair of us, without a break.
Aye, yes.
It's very good. Very good.
You're taking over this show now.
Absolutely, absolutely. We were delighted to have Viper on the show earlier, actually talking to us about all sorts of things. LMC Fon, absolutely. Resident SD, a fantastic individual, fantastic contributor, of course, to everybody. Now's the crime. Wait, Yuji Naka's here. Notorious radio DJ Yuji Naka is here, apparently, everybody.
Right.
Anyway, now is a good time to remind you that you should be giving some great donations. You should be heading over to the SEGAthon Tiltify page and putting in a nice donation. You can trigger Miku at any time. I've got the opportunity here to actually read out some stuff. Because apparently Skullmageddon has donated £10.
Surprised Skullmageddon works in British pounds.
It's his whatever he's doing with his shop now. Maybe he uses pounds. Maybe that's why his shop doesn't work. Doesn't do very well.
I think he only has two clientele in there.
Allow me to read out. Yeah, I don't do a very good Skullmageddon impression. You have to get Skullmageddon to do that. Anyway, yeah, you know what you can put with the hot dog, little Billy? Some Living Polkka! Or something, you'd say something like that. But thank you for a £10 donation. I'm sure we'll get some Living Polkka in a minute once we get Gavvie back. And now. Also Anonymous donated £10 as well and didn't request anything. But is that Gavvie back?
I'm back now, yeah. Alexis is apparently...
Excellent. We didn't take over at all.
No, that's all right.
Oh, sweetheart.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know whether it's so hot, but yes, go on.
Bit stuffy. We did receive the Skullmageddon donated £10 and asked for 11 Polkka, by the way.
Yes, to be fair, they played it as soon as
I did play that. Yeah.
Oh, you did play it? Oh, I've got no idea. I couldn't hear. Anonymous is my dad, says Viper.
Oh wow. Okay.
Here's a quote, everybody. Please remember. Green Viper 8, Anonymous is my dad. What, the organisation or just the entirety?
The entirety of QAnon or whatever is...
Yeah, not QAnon. Wait, is QAnon his mum? What's going?
Maybe.
Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Let's...
I'm surprised he went with Anonymous and not just Mr. Viper. That would have been really fun.
No. Mr. Viper is my father.
Yeah, Viper Senior.
Do we need to do a Radio Sega version of Who Do You Think You Are now and trying to find out the family tree of Viper? Well,
yeah.
Well, if he's Green Viper, then his mother and his father must have been what? Blue and Yellow Viper?
Blue and Yellow. This is hang on. Well, no, one of them must have been. One of them must have been Blue Viper or Yellow Viper, but we don't know the maiden name of the other one.
This is true, actually.
This is true. Yeah, we
be like Yellow Cobra.
Yellow Cobra or something like that. We need to figure this out. Fighting Vipers. I said Fighting Vipers 2. Well, there was two Vipers doing something that created it. But I'm not sure if it was fighting. I'm not sure if it was fighting. It was very vigorous, I'm sure. But that's that. Okay.
That's why you can stay fit. It's a great way of staying fit, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
It's good cardio, so I'm told.
Good cardio. good cardio. We heartily recommend it.
Yeah. This hour has
taken a turn.
It was to be expected.
Have you ever seen LMC Cast?
Well, Resident SD was complaining earlier about how somehow LMC block shows we've tried to lock us out, but the shows keep getting played. Well, stop pressing play then, Resident SD. Half time it's you. So...
Yeah, half the time you blame Rexy.
He sat there, he's like, this
we never
will
blame
teach
Rexy.
them.
Never blame Rexy.
Quick, put
This
the
will teach
Miku song on. But
Quick, put the Miku. What Miku? There's no Miku song.
There's no Miku song.
You want more Miku? You need to donate, don't you?
Yeah, you want more Miku. I've already played it. I am all Miku'd out as far as the donations go. I'm all caught up.
Yeah, you're all caught up. You should probably put in some more donations. Is what I would suggest.
Yeah,
I would
suggest.
wholeheartedly agree.
Absolutely.
I mean, speaking of things going off the rail, I mean, half the time when we do our recordings, they last, what was it, an hour to 2 hours longer than they're anticipating. I mean, what was it, the Game of the Year one? How long did that go on for? 5 and a bit hours?
We had like 6 shows out of it in the end. Oh no, the Game of the Year one. The Game of game
of all time. Sorry, yeah.
Get our favourite one. Yeah, that was like a special. The summer of Redux one. That was like 5 or 6 shows in the end.
I think it was 6 or 7.
It was a whole mini season,
basically, yeah.
of stuff. But that helped. That helped though. That helped because we've stumbled upon what's going to be the new format for Redux going forward at some point.
And we've got other stuff, lined up. I mean, we have a massive Google document of, things we want to actually record.
Yeah.
Which, maybe we'll invite you on for one of those to
I could do
find
that.
One that takes your interest.
It would depend
you just
on
have
what
to,
it is we're doing.
sit and chat with us for like.
I can sit and chat. I'm good at that. That requires no forward thinking on my part. I just turn up.
No, you might want to do some forward thinking if it's like
it depends
a top
on what
list.
it is. Oh right. Okay.
Indeed. Well, hang on a minute. We've got Gavvie here, so let's do an amend. We'll add another show onto that favourite games of all time. So Gavvie, what is your like favourite games of all time? Doesn't need to be Sega related. What's the one that you just like keep coming back to?
Good lord.
Well, doesn't that need to be doesn't that need to be like the best game? It's your best game.
Yeah.
Best games.
I don't know. For a long time, it used to be one of like the Sonic 8-bit games because it was just something nice and simple. Just pick it up and just have a little bit of fun with it for like half hour, 45 minutes, and then just move on to something else. But I don't really know if it would be one of those now. I think sometimes I'd kind of want to say it's like an RPG, like a Final Fantasy X or something like that, but they're not the sort of things you can just sort of pick up and go, yeah, I'll have fun with this for a couple of hours. We always talk about
that
Final Fantasy X.
Doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
matter.
I just I think that's in terms of because of like the larger what it did for like getting me into RPGs and stuff. I think Final Fantasy X is probably one of them. But I don't know. In terms of like favorite games of all time, that I don't really know. I would have
my
to
favorite
say...
game of all.
No, go on.
My favorite game of all time, I definitely don't play every year because it's an RPG. It's a long ass one. I'm going to play it again this year, but partially that's because it's getting a re-release. So of course I'm going to replay it. But it's like it's there because it's one of those ones that every time I think about it, I just want to replay it again.
I'll be right back, James. Sorry, somebody at the door.
No worries. And and when we did the list, like mine was the only one that was in any kind of order because I have a list of my top 50 games of all time. Don't ask why. And
I don't even think I could name my top 50. Never mind list it.
What I had to do was I needed to list all 50 games, and as I went through them, I was just like, okay, whereabouts do I want to put it? Do I want to move it up or down a bit? Next game goes in there. Does that move up or down a bit? And that's how I ended up doing it. But the other guys didn't have any order. It was just the top 5 games, and they're all different genres, and they're all my favourites for different reasons.
I think actually, now that I've had a bit of more time to sort of think about it and start thinking about like what games is it that every time I play I really, really enjoy them, and I always kind of, even when I'm playing it, I'm looking forward to the next playthrough to be like, oh, I can't wait to do this bit again and stuff like that. I think potentially Skies of Arcadia has to be up there. Either the Dreamcast version or the Legends version. Like, there's just always
That's a
something
good
about it. Like the first trip to Valua City, the Great Silver Shrine, the ship battles against the Gygus monsters and stuff like that. It's just something about it where it's like, you're like, oh, I defeated this boss. I feel really accomplished. And in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, but I can't wait to do it again. Yeah,
I think it's because there's nothing like it as well. There's been
Mm,
nothing particularly like it since, and
no, there hasn't. No,
it's the same with Thousand Year Door.
yeah. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I was telling people in Discord yesterday actually that my local CEX has got an N64 in the window, which they're selling for about 95 to 100 quid. But they've also got a copy of Paper Mario on the N64 there as well. They're trying to sell it for £310.
Yeah, I'm slightly surprised about that. Admittedly, the only way that you can play it easily at the moment is to pay Nintendo a lot of money to play it on their Nintendo 64 service on the Switch.
Still a damn
Because the
sight
original's
cheaper
on
than
there.
310. Yeah, still cheaper than 310 quid for a cartridge. That's
Not after 11 months, it isn't.
Right, I missed which game is this?
Paper Mario. I was just saying, there's a copy of Paper Mario
Oh, right.
64 in my CEX for £310, which I just, yeah. They've got Nightmare Creatures 2 in
Right,
there as well for 45, and I'm just like,
See,
Okay.
I've recently been enjoying the N64 version of Paper Mario via the randomizer, so I kind of have to play that one on PC.
I think you mean via legitimate means.
The randomizer is the only way you can do that one.
I saw on Special Effects Discord the other day someone was doing it, and I told Mina about this because it blew my mind as to just how confusing it must be, and how you can kind of just pay attention to everything that's going on at once. A guy was raising money for special effect by playing a Sonic the Hedgehog boss randomizer with Sonic's 1, 2, 3, 3 and Knuckles and CD, and every time you hit Eggman, it switched to a different boss.
I've seen that. There's one worse than that, which is every time you collect a ring, the level changes.
Just why? Why do you do
And
that?
you have to try and complete every single level in every single game.
I just don't understand
I think
it.
it switches the game. But yeah.
Yeah, that seems a bit weird.
Yeah.
I mean, people go to extreme lengths for stupidness. I mean, I look at all the mods that you've got for, look at all the different ways people have completed Dark Souls with various different controllers, including bananas.
Yes. Yeah. Completing Dark Souls with bananas. Yeah. I can do that.
Could you, Gav?
Absolutely.
No, you need to
I'm
be
so
someone,
good. I've
like,
lulled everyone into a false sense of security. I'm genuinely very, very, very good at Dark Souls. I just like to pretend I'm not.
I mean, I think we should probably keep it Sega. It's like, how about you complete Let's Tap with an actual penguin?
Yeah.
I mean, ProPay wouldn't have lied to us, right?
I mean, Alexis has got a cuddly penguin. Would that count, or do I have to go down to Antarctica and actually steal a penguin?
Well, you would need to ask Alexis's permission.
This is true.
She's got 3 of them. I'm sure she won't mind if one goes missing. She doesn't know she's got 3 of them, but she's.
You say that as soon as it goes missing.
That's such a dad thing to do. What you just did, by the way. It's like, you ask your daughter's permission. Oh, no, she's got 3 of them. She won't notice.
Yeah, she won't notice if one goes missing. It'll be fine.
Nobody knows who plays the bills around here.
Yeah. Completing MADWORLD on an actual genuine black and white TV. Just for that added authenticity for the art style.
Oh, getting MADWORLD to stream is the first one. It's 'cause it's an early Wii game. It acts differently. I know this because I had to try and stream it a while back. I just couldn't get it to work because the signal goes a bit different just for MADWORLD.
That's weird. That's a game that's, for me, that's crying out for a HD like remake. Just imagine that. Just how clean it would look. But
Can we get Anarchy Reigns ported to PC, please?
Yeah, I would love.
While we're on the subject,
I'm slightly sad that I've lost my copy of Anarchy Reigns and I have no idea where it is. Still have MADWORLD, but I can't find my Anarchy Reigns.
I have the CD soundtrack from MADWORLD. I spent far too much on it. Because
I've got the CD soundtrack to MADWORLD. I spent nothing on it at all because I just nicked it from the from the merch bin.
Well, I was like,
does anybody want this? And they looked at it and they just went, that's MADWORLD. And I was like, fine, yoink.
Yeah, I think I spent like £35.
I don't know why you're asking Kev, Jamie.
Can we get? Yeah, Jamie. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's put Anarchy Reigns.
Yeah, Jamie.
Game Boy.
Jamie, I can confirm then, Jamie, that that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, it's getting a Game Boy port.
Yeah, we're getting it ported to
Sega's porting it. It's confirmed.
To the
confirmed.
Wonder Swan colour.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Also, hello, Lion. I can see your time. On
the fridge. Has anyone played Final Fantasy? I have. I've played it. Kingdom Hearts is another one I've played quite a few times. 4 times, I think, I've gone through that beginning to end.
I've definitely been through Kingdom Hearts 2 a fair few times, but again, I blame the randomizer for that one.
Can we get a Final Fantasy X snowboarding game called FFX Tricky? I feel like there's a mistake that's been made in not creating that.
Does Waka have to be the one who does the rap, just to make it a bit culturally insensitive?
Are you suggesting that at any point in time Square could possibly be insensitive? It could possibly be.
Yeah. Oh hi, here's this character you love.
I can tell
I'm
you.
Gonna put a sword through her back. Yeah. I still haven't finished Rebirth.
We're going to do it again.
I was going to say, I haven't finished Rebirth yet, so we probably need to be skirting around that a smidge.
Well, to be fair, neither is Kev. He hasn't started yet.
No.
It's the whole. Well, you'll be pleased to know that I am both correct and wrong at the same time.
Oh, so you know how that ending works then?
No, of course I don't know how that ending works. No one knows how that ending works. Everyone's confused by it. This is the thing I was saying the other day when it comes to the Final Fantasy VII thing. If you come to the end of the game and you know there's another game coming, and people are going, "Oh, I can't wait to finish the story," then that's great because then you've ended the game correctly. If you come to the end of this massively long campaign that you've done, and your first thought is, "Huh?" Then you've done it wrong, okay? You screwed up.
What? Okay, so here's the question: is it better or worse than Halo 2's "I'm finishing the fight"?
Oh, that was just so goddamn. That was
Halo 2's
anger-inducing. That's different.
Halo 2's ending was just Bungie ran out of money and looked at it and went, that'll do.
That'll do.
It's like there's clearly a final mission.
I mean,
there's clearly a final mission that's meant to be there. And they're just like, nah, we won't do that.
Sega did something similar in '94 and it worked out. It'll do.
It'll do. Look, the Death Egg's collapsing. It'll be fine.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
We could put all this on one cartridge, but we're not going to.
So the Classic Collection says hello.
Yeah. You got me thinking now about games where they just end and you're just like, is that it? You're just like,
games where the ending is just
Yeah.
And we can talk about, which I think we did talk about on the LMC cast, which is we talked about this on the Radio Redux 250 in the quiz for Conduit 2. Conduit 2's ending. Conduit 2's batshit insane ending. Which sets up a sequel that never happens because I don't even know how Conduit 2 got made, frankly. But just like, hey, you know who's going to save the day? You know who's going to save the day? It's all the previous, all the previous members who signed the Declaration of Independence, or alternatively, the really old Presidents of the United States. Here's Lincoln and the rest coming out in space armor out of a portal to save the day. And it just ends with the main character just going, "What the hell is this?" And there's just more and more people come out of this portal.
Is it like Avengers Endgame before
God.
Avengers Endgame? Do you reckon Marvel
A little bit.
Marvel played the end of Conduit 2 and they just went, we can do that. Oh dear. I don't know. Condemned 2 kind of has me a bit like that as well. I was really excited when that game came out, and then they were like, hey, do you remember how the first one was a really suspenseful horror game? And we're like, yeah. It's like, the second one's a first-person shooter. And you're just like, why? And then it ends on a cliffhanger, and you're just like, why? Why have you done any of this? You should have just left it alone.
Condemned 2 is, obviously it sort of junks the detective stuff
Chunks
a lot.
everything.
Condemned 1, Condemned Criminal Origins.
Yep.
Right, that was the full name, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
That was like that's got like direct parallels to the detective stuff in Batman Arkham Asylum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some parallel lines there in terms of the stuff that was going on, detective vision, and how that was used in that game. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. Isn't it?
But that's another one where it kind of ended just like, what? Why? But I mean, I never played Conduit or Conduit 2. The first game was just like,
why have those not been ported?
Or Condemned?
Why are any of these games that appeared on 360, which
Sega probably don't have the original copies
well, they
Condemned...
don't have any of the original stuff for their own crap on jewels.
Condemned's on
I
PC.
mean,
I don't think the second one is, but the first
the amount of
is.
stuff, the amount of stuff from the Mega Drive, whatever collections. I mean, I've given up trying at this point to remember. But for the classic ultra high def, low def, found down the back of the sofa, Mega Genesis Drive collection games, the amount of those that are backwardly worked from a game cartridge that they've bought off eBay is the amount of those that is huge.
I've got a copy of Quackshot they can have if they want to do that with Quackshot. I got given it. I was like, I don't even have a Mega Drive. How can I play this?
I'm trying to remember, is Quackshot on the...
No.
Is Quackshot on the Mega Drive?
I don't think so.
Quackshot,
it's a Disney game, isn't it?
What? Hang on a minute. Quackshot.
The Donald Duck
Because
one.
I'm sure Castle of Illusion is. Yeah, it's the Donald Duck one.
Mega Drive, yeah, Quackshot was Mega Drive.
Yeah. But is it on, I'm saying, is it on the mini Mega Drive or not? Because I think Castle of Illusion is. And if Quackshot isn't, that's a crying shame.
Castle of Illusion.
Castle of Illusion is on it because I can see the box art from here.
Yeah, but it was. Remember, it also came out on Saturn.
Oh, Quackshot.
Wasn't there like a dual edition Castle of Illusion Quackshot?
Probably, yes, there was.
Yeah.
Or was it Castle of Illusion and something else?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Quackshot.
Quackshot isn't.
Quackshot isn't, but was Illusion on the Mega Drive Mini 2. Yeah.
Killer French Ben said about games ending out of nowhere. Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation starts picking up as you get to the pyramids, then you get stuck in one and it's ended.
The end. Congratulations.
And then Tomb Raider Chronicles follows on from that, and it works with the idea that Lara Croft has died, but actually she's just faked her death.
She dead. She gone.
So like everyone's at her own.
Deal with somebody else. Good.
Well, yeah.
The butler did it. He got his revenge.
He locked her in the fridge. But
yeah,
they actually referenced that in the was it Power Wash Simulator Lara Croft levels, because you're communicating with the butler. He's like, oh, she likes to occasionally test me by sticking me in the fridge and seeing if I can escape. It's like, are you sure that's why she's doing it?
Yeah, test.
Yes.
Yeah, test. But yeah, no. The whole point of Tomb Raider Chronicles is like everyone's at Croft Manor for her funeral, and like every person, sort of like every level is a person telling a story about one of her missions, and then like at the end, it turns out that she's still alive and she's just faked her death. Like she managed to escape the pyramid, but just wanted everyone to think that she was dead. And then went after Werner von Troy, which is then when Angel of Darkness came in, and then they just went with the whole thing.
Ooh.
It was just terrible.
Confusing the Radio Sega Discord, despite it being in the same time slot for literally a decade. This is Radio Redux.
Sonic 4 Episode 2. Yes.
Yeah.
The don't bring Sonic 4 episode. Okay, so so you know why there wasn't anything else after that. I've explained this before, but people don't take any notice. So, right. So you have to remember, Sonic 4 was not supposed to be Sonic 4.
Yeah.
Sonic 4 was Sonic 4 because somebody at Sega of America saw the game, which was called Sonic DL, and it was just going to be a little project just to see how episodic content would work. It was just, and then there was and then we had a slight classical bent to it. It wasn't a big thing. It had like no budget and everything else about it. Somebody at Sega America saw that, decided it would be Sonic 4, and Sega America announced Sonic 4 without consulting anyone. The day after that was an interesting one for Sega Europe, because we had to deal with the very real anger from Japan. Because they could talk to us first, because that's how the world literally turns.
Yep.
So, why have you done this for? We haven't done this.
We didn't.
Don't know what you're on about.
And like I said before, that person should have been fired. They weren't, because video game industry. In fact, they ended up with more power somehow because Sega America just went lockstep behind them. Anyway. But they had said Sonic 4, but because it's such a short game, they knew it was episodic. They said it was Sonic 4 Episode 1. So at that point, Sega and Sonic Team were completely painted into a corner in that they had this game that not only suddenly has to carry the entire legacy of the classic games, which everyone was kind of, you do it. If you're going to do that, you do it properly. But now it's got to be this thing, which is no budget. So suddenly all the budgets for all the other games has to be raided to try and just like grab any spare yen, dollar, or pound to make this thing work. And not only have they said it's Sonic 4, they've said it's Sonic 4 Episode 1, which means you have to have at least one other thing after it.
But didn't that person at Sega America initially announce it was going to be a trilogy as well?
I'm not sure they did. I don't think they did.
I vaguely remember that.
I think they didn't deny it. I think when they were
that seemed to be the thing at the time.
When they tried to put in a thing
with trilogies.
Yeah,
around that sort of time, that time zone.
Hi, Half-Life.
I did say they tended to be trilogies.
But
oh no. But remember, Half-Life was intended to be a trilogy. Half-Life 2, sorry, was intended to be a trilogy of episodes.
That's what
1,
I mean.
2, and 3.
But you got a nice trilogy. You got Half-Life 2, 2 Episode 1, and 2 Episode 2 as a trilogy, right?
Yeah,
that's how that
which
works.
just has a hangover.
And then
hangover.
And then about what 10, 15
not so much of a hangover as Sonic 4.
Alex.
Sonic, which narratively is a really good one, but it's on VR.
Yeah,
obviously. But yeah, that's how Sonic 4 was a thing. Sonic 4 Episode 2 was a thing. It was like once Sonic 4 Episode 2 was out of the way, like at no point was anybody want to work on Sonic 4 Episode 3 realistically, apart from various people at Sega America. It's like we've done this now, and it's just like it was never. It did so much damage because it basically just rode roughshod over all the things that everyone agreed they shouldn't do. And one person just went, aha, we should do this. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to announce it now. It wasn't ready. And it was just like, imagine having to effectively come up with a sequel to your crown jewel out of, nothing. It was a silk purse out of a sow's ear. And the purse wasn't silk. It was saying, yes, absolutely, 100%, without doubt. Without doubt. You ask anybody from SOE or SOJ during that period, they will tell you it was absolutely SOE. It was just them doing their own crap. Anyway, but that was that. We didn't even get round to talking about the thing that I wanted to talk about, which was how
Jason's adventure.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yarg.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening. Right. Before we begin, if I can find out where I just put it, because I dragged it somewhere and I wanted to. God damn it! I had this thing and I really wanted to share it.
Had this big thing all set up, ready to go.
I dragged the tab, and of course now it's just gone. Oh God.
Oh, tab.
Should we restart the stream just to
no.
see if it comes
It's
back?
story time.
Oh, story
it's
time.
Twitter story time. Oh.
Twitter, you say? What is this Twitter you speak of?
This Twitter, right. So, ladies and gentlemen, and NBPs, hi. So, Mr. Urtheart works for a well-known video game publisher in his other life. And his boss, in his boss's other life, messes about with horses and medieval regalia and all sorts of things. Okay, I would like to refer you to this tweet from Jason Kingsley, CBE, from 9:43 a.m. today.
Oh, no.
Content warning. Not rude, but on a subject some may find unpleasant over Sunday breakfast. One of my stallions, Talos, got out and into the brood mare paddock somehow. So I may have one or more unexpected foals in 11 months' time. That's not the tale. He got badly kicked in his penis. And it swelled up nastily. I've spent this morning with a cold hose on his bits, trying to reduce the inflammation, and the vet is on the way to help. Hosing a stallion's doodah on a Sunday morning after an aurora was not on my bucket list. I do have pictures that were sent to the vet earlier, but I'm not going to share them here.
So if this happened after an aurora, does this mean that the stallion was possessed by Loki?
Quite possibly.
Or would it have been the mare?
Second.
I was going to say, did you find the one 2 hours ago?
So SEGA second tweet from 6:21 p.m. Update on the stallion's middle wicket. The 30-minute cold water hosing every hour has helped. But the vet thought he'd better get to the horse clinic where they could look after him and use drugs if needed. He doesn't look to be in pain. He'll be getting cold water and figgy massages around the clock. Hopefully he'll be well in 48 hours of intensive handling. I'm both very worried, exhausted, and find it awfully funny. In response to a query from somebody else on Twitter saying, "Poor Talos, he dreamed of the fame of the horse Casanova, but somehow it didn't work out." Jason responds, "He'll be fine once it's dealt with and back to form with no lessons learned at all, I'll bet." But yes, I'm making sure that Urtheart knew all of this story, so when he's in work on Monday, he's just aware that this is a thing that has happened, and he should avoid any comments about swelling or dicking around or anything along those lines. Don't mention horses, don't mention vets. Yeah, that was a thing that happened apparently.
I don't know. I think Jason takes that all in good stride, actually.
Oh yes,
So,
I think that.
I
I
feel like
think
the
that's
idea is now
happened.
you've got to try and weave in
But-
as much of that as possible
Yes.
without overtly saying it.
So did you
Depends
have?
what meeting I'm in.
So did you have a swell weekend? No.
Yeah, that.
Or rather, I didn't, but somebody else did. But yes, poor Talos the horse got his rocks off, possibly. Nay, mention it. No, Nepal, no. But yes, he got his rocks off and then got kicked in the penis by a horse, no less. Goodness
By a bear,
me!
I'd assume.
Well, I would assume
Probably.
if he's done it himself, that's very impressive for a horse. That's very impressive of a horse, both for dexterity and the possibilities of how that's physically possible.
So would you say that you would call this the Talos principle then?
I would most definitely call it the Talos principle. Try and solve that puzzle.
I hate you all.
Ugh. Indeed, which we shouldn't be dicks about it. There's okay, so that was that glorious glorious tale of the head of rebellion's horse and his swollen penis. That's the horse, by the way. So no, not that. People have to check out Radio Redux with MC Cast, whatever. But the thing I want to talk about, which was, hey, stop putting certain logos on merchandise for Shadow because you don't understand how it works. We didn't get around to that, but I can tell you what it is around to, Gavvie, if I may, which is probably round to telling us saying goodbye and welcome a music break and Rexy, I'm guessing.
I would say so. Yeah, actually, it's funny how this.
Unfortunately, we have to go off and prep for other things.
I did see that. Yeah, you're doing a co-op thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we with
Castle crashing.
It's Castle Crashers 4-player.
That's the one.
As we take a little break from Saints Row 4 co-op because it doesn't work.
Strong and stable game.
It doesn't work, particularly when somebody's living in Uruguay. No, also Dusk is away, but yeah.
Wow.
Did Mania retcon the Sonic 4 mess under SOJ's eyes? TCB, do you remember that? Do you remember the fact that the elevator scene, and it was like 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, and then whatever, and there wasn't a 4?
Yeah.
That was very deliberate.
Yeah.
It was just as deliberate as the fact that the Sonic Colors, the original Sonic Colors credits with the got to Sega America, and all of a sudden all you had was Cube as a wisp. the most destructive wisp. And it was just the entirety of like the first half of Sega America, just Cube, to destroy Sega America. It was entirely deliberate. And you cannot convince me otherwise.
I like that little bit of headcanon. That's quite. I like that. That's good. Just blow them up in the
Yes,
nicest
headcanon.
possible way.
In the nicest possible way. But check it. After changing the wisps up, you get to Sega America, and it's just Cube. For a long time, it's Cube.
Is that still the same in Ultimate, or did they just like no?
I don't know.
We've got our
Yes,
frustrations out.
Because
Is
it
it?
has all the original credits as they were.
Oh.
And then they follow on with the credits for the new version, which is why people complain because it's about 4 times the length of the original credits. But as soon as you get past the original credits, there's no more wisps.
There's no more wisps and there's no more music for a long time either. You just sat there like I'm bored, and you don't.
Did
get
it
the achievement
just go
that says-
quiet?
Yeah, it goes quiet, and you just sat there like, oh, this
Yep.
is fun. But you don't
Oh,
get the
for God,
achievement.
that's so lazy.
Yep.
That's so lazy. Just
Yeah.
play anything.
Yeah,
Just play anything.
yeah, and you get the achievement for finishing the game once the credits are done, so you can't even skip it, because if you skip it, you don't get the achievement. And then you have to start from the beginning.
Yep.
I'm gonna reach for the start. Oh, we look pretty far. You know what? I can't be bothered.
Yeah, kind of over.
I'm just gonna go make a drink. See you in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
They did fix that since
Oh
Viper.
dear. Oh, did they fix it?
Okay.
It's amazing.
Anyway, yes,
dear.
we probably. There you go.
Right,
They signed.
okey-dokey.
Actually, they signed the contract. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it just lives
I
the
will
same
see
two
you,
songs
Gavvie,
now.
though, on Tuesday.
Bro. You will, yes. I will see you, Urtheart, when we do some Dark Souls 3. Well, I'll do some Dark Souls 3, and you'll talk me through it because we can't do the co-op bit yet. I might.
I reckon it's very early this time. It's
Oh, is
about
it?
the
Oh,
length
okay,
of the original Asylum, so
Ah.
it's not long.
Okay, cool.
Just depends on how long it takes you to beat the first boss.
It depends how long it takes me
will
to create an ugly
also-
character.
I will say next week at 7 p.m. on the LMC block, we're actually continuing on with like a little aside that happened in the recording where we start talking about Sonic community and how you like transition over from one thing to another and future of Summer of Sonic and all sorts of other things. So look out for that next week at 7 p.m. But for now, from me and Urtheart, bye everybody.
Bye bye.
Right, cheers.
We'll be right back.